Playwright Colleen Murphy's Pig Girl, first performed in 2013 and published in 2015, draws inspiration from the notorious Pigman murders case. The play delves into the grim reality surrounding Robert Pigman, a pig farmer from Port Coquitlam, British Columbia, who was apprehended in 2002. The remains of 33 women, many of whom could only be identified through genetic testing, were discovered on his pig farm. Shockingly, a significant number of these women were Indigenous. Although Pigman was eventually convicted for the murders of 6 of these women, the failure to indict him for the crimes committed against the other victims sparked widespread outrage. This scandal served as a stark reminder of the systemic disregard for Indigenous women within the Canadian and Western governments. Murphy, the playwright, has faced criticism for her portrayal of Indigenous women victims as a white woman. However, not all Indigenous critics have found fault in her work. Meda's playwright and actor Keith Barker notably supported Pig Girl, defending the play's graphic violence as an integral component of its message and its truthful reflection of the real-world events upon which it is based. Murphy is recognized for her notable plays, including Beating Heart Cadaver and The December Man, both of which received nominations and awards, such as the Governor-General's Award for English Language Drama in 1999 and 2007, respectively. Pig Girl unfolds within the confines of a barn on a pig farm, owned by the unambiguously named antagonist, Killer. The play revolves around 4 characters: Killer, Dying Girl, Sister, and Cop. While they all occupy the same physical space, the play comprises 2 distinct timelines. One timeline follows Killer and Dying Girl, tracing the gradual escalation of violence and the eventual demise of Dying Girl. The other timeline features Sister, the sister of Dying Girl, confronting Cop regarding his dismissive and demeaning approach to Dying Girl's case. Sister implores Cop to view Dying Girl as a human being, reproaching him for the lack of progress in the investigation. By interweaving scenes between Dying Woman and the Killer with later scenes between Sister and the Cop, Murphy masterfully creates a sense of urgency and unsettling immediacy in Sister's desperate quest for answers about her sister's fate. However, the alternating scenes also result in the prolonged and chilling depiction of Dying Woman's terrifying and violent death throughout the play's 90-minute duration. The deliberate choice to draw out this harrowing portrayal serves a purpose, as the play aims to unsettle and challenge the audience. As the Montreal Gazette suggests, it acknowledges that not every audience member may be able to endure such intense subject matter, and that discomfort is partly the play's intended effect. During the course of Dying Woman's torment at the hands of the Killer, it is eventually revealed that he himself suffered from childhood abuse, particularly from his mother. This attempt to humanize the Killer, however, has not been universally appreciated by critics. As Lynn Gardner from The Guardian points out, while Murphy gives voice to the murdered women, she also, perhaps less successfully and questionably, provides a voice for the Killer. This narrative choice has sparked discussions about the play's intentions and its portrayal of the characters. In the second timeline of the play, the Cop initially remains unaffected by Sister's impassioned pleas for justice on behalf of her sister and other marginalized sex workers and Indigenous women. However, as the story progresses, the Cop becomes increasingly consumed by the case of the missing Dying Woman. He begins to realize the biases and ineffectiveness of his past actions. The Cop and Sister continuously clash, even as their shared need to uncover the truth about Dying Woman becomes essential for their individual quests for closure. Rather than bridging the gap between them, the heinous crime they are investigating pushes them into parallel states of unease and melancholy. This serves as a commentary on how violent and racist crimes, such as those committed by the Killer, continue to reverberate across generations, leaving a lasting impact on society. During its initial performance in Edmonton, Canada, by an all-white cast from the Edmonton Theatre Network, Pig Girl sought to address the play's challenging nature, its violence, and its potential interpretation as the exploitation of Indigenous tragedy. Following the performance, a question-and-answer session was held, featuring the playwright, director, and cast. Additionally, representatives from various advocacy and charity groups, including Project CARE, Kindred House, and CEASE, delivered informative talks. The purpose of this session was to establish a connection between the play and the real-world issues it depicts on a smaller scale. While the inclusion of these discussions and community engagement in the original performance is significant, it does not fully resolve the concerns surrounding Murphy's potential appropriation of the Indigenous experience. This aspect of the production, however, reframes Pig Girl as a deliberately political work that aims to spark activism and raise awareness of the portrayed topics. The question of whether this aspect ultimately addresses the appropriation critique remains an ongoing and open discussion. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did and be sure to subscribe. Thank you.